Why are humans beings so complex? Why do we behave the way we do? These are questions that have intrigued thinkers and scholars for centuries. Welcome to an exploration of the human mind, a journey through the fascinating field of psychology. In the late 19th century, psychology emerged as a separate discipline, branching out from philosophy and biology. The father of psychology, Wilhelm Wundt, in 1879, established the first psychology laboratory in Leipzig, Germany. Wundt's structuralism sought to classify the most basic components of mental experience, like the pixels on a screen that together form an image. Following Wundt, William James, an American philosopher and psychologist, brought forth a different perspective. He proposed functionalism, arguing that the mind should be studied in terms of its function, rather than its structure. James compared the mind to a flowing stream, always changing, always moving. Then came the psychoanalytic theory, introduced by the infamous Sigmund Freud. Freud proposed that our behavior is influenced by unconscious desires, memories, and experiences. His ideas, though controversial, have had a profound impact on our understanding of the human mind. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, B.F. Skinner and his behaviorist colleagues argued that psychology should focus on observable behaviors, not the unseen workings of the mind. Their research laid the foundation for behavior modification and therapy. In the same era, the humanistic psychologists, led by Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow, emphasized personal growth, self-actualization, and the quest for identity and meaning. Meanwhile, the cognitive revolution was taking place, with psychologists like Jean Piaget and Noam Chomsky focusing on mental processes like memory, perception, and problem-solving. Today, psychology is a multifaceted discipline, encompassing various branches. Each branch of psychology provides a different lens through which to understand human behavior. Abnormal psychology, for instance, focuses on unusual patterns of behavior, thought, and emotion often associated with mental disorders. Biological psychology, on the other hand, looks at the biological underpinnings of our behavior, thoughts, and emotions. Cognitive psychology explores how we perceive, think, and solve problems. Comparative psychology compares the behavior of different species, including humans. Counseling psychology helps people with physical, emotional, and mental health issues improve their sense of well-being. Developmental psychology studies how we develop and grow throughout our lives. Educational psychology looks at how people learn. Experimental psychology uses scientific methods to study the mind and behavior. Forensic psychology applies psychological principles to legal issues. Health psychology examines how biological, social, and psychological factors influence health and illness. Industrial organizational psychology applies psychological theories and principles to organizations. Personality psychology studies individual differences in characteristic patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Social psychology examines how we interact with and relate to others. Sports psychology focuses on how psychology can be used to improve performance and motivation in athletes. Behavioral psychology focuses on how our behaviors are learned and shaped by our interactions with the environment. And finally, cross-cultural psychology studies how culture influences our behavior and mental processes. In understanding these branches, one can appreciate the breadth and diversity of this fascinating field. One can see how psychology, from its historical roots to its modern branches, helps us understand the complex tapestry of the human mind and behavior. To summarize, psychology has come a long way from its beginnings in the late 19th century. It has evolved from focusing on the basic components of mental experiences to examining the function of the mind, the influence of the unconscious, observable behaviors, and personal growth. Today, it encompasses various branches, each offering a unique perspective on human behavior and mental processes. So, the next time one wonders why humans are so complex, remember that psychology holds many of the answers. It's a field that continues to grow, continues to explore, and continues to unlock the many mysteries of the human mind.